Trickery and deceit is really common in nature. It's used by animals to attract mates and for reproduction. It's used to get food and nutrients, and it's used to stay alive to avoid things like predators. But it's not just animals that use deceit and trickery. Many fungi and plants also get in on the act. One of the main types of deception that's used by plants is actually camouflage. And although it's something that's much more widely associated with animals, some plants camouflage themselves against the colour of the rocks and the soil on which they live, like these plants here, which blend in with the colour of the rocky slopes where they exist. Other plants, like these ones, have got seeds, and the seeds are camouflaged against the soil where the plant lives. And in fact, different plants of the same species have undergone evolution so that their seeds match the different soil types where they're most likely to be found. So camouflage is a really good way of avoiding being eaten. The next reason why many plants use deception is to gather food and nutrients. And carnivorous plants are a wonderful example here. They often live on low nutrient soils, and so they have to supplement their nutrient intake by digesting insects and other captured arthropods. And the ways that they do this are remarkable. They often lure those animals to their death. So Venus flytraps, for example, emit chemicals that smell like the food to many flying insects, luring them to the traps, which then snap shut and capture them. And these pitcher plants are remarkable because under ultraviolet light, which you get under many daylight conditions, the rims of the pitcher plants actually glow. They fluoresce in blue. They absorb ultraviolet light and re-emit it at longer wavelengths, and many insects are attracted to those bright blue colours, are lured to the traps, and then captured and fall in to the liquid below and are digested. The third reason why many plants and fungi as well use deception is in reproduction. So fungi like the stinkhorn fungus here emits a slimy, smelly substance that smells a little bit like rotting flesh or rotting vegetation, and that lures flies in, which would normally try and lay their eggs there. And as the flies are walking over the fungus, they pick up the fungal spores, fly off with them, and disperse them throughout the environment. These remarkable fungi here are from the coconut forests of Brazil, and at night they emit a glowing green bioluminescent light which many insects are attracted to. Again, the insects visit the fungus, pick up the spores and transport them through the forest. In plants, reproduction often involves using pollinators to pick up pollen and transfer it to other flowers. And orchids really are the masters of deception here, because like this bee orchid, they often pretend to be something else to lure pollinators without offering any kind of reward. So bee orchids mimic the general appearance and the smell of a female bee, so that an unwitting male bee often tries to land on the flower, mate with the orchid, and in the process it picks up pollen. And it's not just about transferring pollen and spores through the environment. Sometimes plants use the help of animals to get their seeds to germinate. So these seeds here are from a plant from South Africa, and they mimic the shape and the smell of antelope dung, so that dung beetles collect them and bury them, helping those plant seeds to germinate and grow under really good conditions. So the next time that you think deception is something that only animals do, think again and think of all the incredible examples of fungi and plants which trick and deceive many other species into helping them reproduce and to stay alive.